cannot, because of any amount of unfavorable situations, you can't discount yourself. You cannot, and you can't listen to the naysayers. Then you have to just do it. Just get up and do it. And sometimes you have to. I am Nedra Buckmire, Life and Empowerment Coach, and you are now tuned in to AIBTALKS.
So is there a right time to give up?
See, that's a question, a question for the individual.
Right.
Especially with where they are.
Okay.
And with what they've done.
Mm-hmm.
So if you have, for the last 10, 15 years, you have tried to rebirth, renew, redesign, all of this, whatever, if it's a business or whatever it may be, mm-hmm. And still there's no success, you may want to maybe hire a coach, mm-hmm. and get a business coach.
That's right. Someone
who can help you navigate towards success. We are all filled with gifts, talents, and abilities. And there's some things that we can do with our eyes closed, one hand behind our back, hopping on one foot, mm-hmm. because we have the capability to do it. And it's like breathing in and breathing out for some, mm-hmm. whereas for others, it's a struggle. Now, if they work hard, they can get it done. So the ability is there. Mm-hmm. But if it's something that 10, 15 years, or maybe even 10 years, and you just haven't seen the traction or the results that you're desiring, you may want to do something different. I'm not saying abandon your dreams. What I am saying is help somebody navigate what it is your niche is, what you are uniquely gifted to produce. So your unique gift to the world, because what you desire to do may not actually be your source of revenue, mm-hmm. or that will draw revenue to you. We have singers, dancers, musicians. We see them working in their area of gifting, and they're doing it well, especially if they are, multimillionaires or billionaires or whatever you want to call them. So you see where their ability has produced results. So you have to think about, am I doing what flows naturally for me? Because then it doesn't really even seem like work. Mm-hmm. So when you get to the point to say, I might want to give up, or I may want to change and be more strategic with utilizing all my energy and resources. If it's yielding zero, zilp, nada, you may want to come to the table and reassess, and then have someone help you navigate with your area, your landscape, your, flowing in your domain, so to speak. Mm-hmm.
With hiring a coach, guys, I strongly recommend that. I have 5 different ones. I have one for where I just vent to, one person to get in my butt like they're my mom or my dad and tell me when I'm wrong. They're not afraid to do that. One to encourage me. That's all they do is uplift me. Another one to say strategically as far as my business model. And then another one to help me with working with other people. Mm-hmm. Because if you're an introvert and you're used to doing things online and you're behind line, and maybe you talk to 1 or 2 people, when you get into an event setting or a big space, sometimes, just like Nedra was saying about giving your power away, doesn't have to necessarily be your gifts, mm-hmm. but it's just a smile, a hug. Yes. That is giving a piece of you away to that person, that they leave with something else that is that's tangible to mm-hmm. them, that you definitely have to recharge. And so before I get into my next question, because I know this is one of the questions you guys want to know about, as far as if you are in ministry or giving away your gift, is it okay to charge money? Is it okay to charge what you think it's worth? After all, the phone bill doesn't get paid by itself, right? And you don't want to be bitter or feel depleted, but you definitely want to be able to thrive or just even live, right? And so that's our next question. But before we get to that, let's go ahead and take a commercial break. And Hi, I am Desiree Lee, the #1 sought-after self-publishing consultant across the web. I help individuals publish their books in 24 hours or less. In the last 4 years, I was able to publish 10 books, sell over 20,000 copies of my first year as a published author. I invite you guys to become of Authors in Business Co., where no author is left behind. Make sure you guys click the link for that commercial that we just had. Make sure you guys support the business, and we look forward for you guys to follow us on all social media platforms. You guys can definitely follow our guest today, Nedra Buckmire, on her social media platforms too as well. And maybe we're not asking the question you want. Feel free to put that inside the comments below, and I will be sure to make sure that she sees it so she can answer your question too as well. Or you can definitely send her an email or visit her on her website to definitely get more information. You said something earlier. You said that some people are downright just afraid. And you told them to just jump and do it. And then there's some people who feel like they're owed this big money. They feel like I've done so much. I went through so much. I'm going to charge $5,000. I'm going to charge $2,000. So when is it okay to charge for your God-given gift? How do you differentiate between ministry and also business when it comes to revenue? That's the first question.
Okay.
Which leads into it, how do we know how much to really charge, especially when I know it's easy. Like you said, hey, look, I can do it with my hand tied behind my back. But because I know it's easy for me, I'm willing to charge $47. But I know everybody's really charging $3,000, but it's easy for me. So I don't think I should charge a lot. What do you say to the author who's going into courses in business or someone who's coming in for coaching or mentoring on how do you get them to see themselves as charging that much? And is it okay?
I personally do not have a fee. Meaning from the ministerial standpoint, I minister nationally as well as internationally. And when I go to the international locations, that's all about planting seeds. It's really about, I take my product with me and I give it. Because I know that I'm planting seeds on fertile soil. And it's not about me coming from America to Cambodia or to Ghana, where I leave on Wednesday, to go to a nation where there are people that are in so much need. So we go with gifts. We come giving gifts and are glad to do that. And of course, there'll be a ministry aspect of that. We'll bring, supplies to the children there at the school and, some other things for the women. So in cases like that, when you're going to third world countries, and profit is not on my mind personally. I can't speak for anyone else, but I can speak for Nedra. Profit is not on my mind. Now, as far as ministry engagements that may happen locally or out of state, and I haven't, I haven't been in the arena for international yet, where I have received, but it has not been financially. It's just been the love and being able to pour and mentor these young ladies who have been, who have come out of sex trafficking. And when I can speak life to them and inspire them and help them to see themselves as God sees them, that's payment enough right there.
Right.
So from that perspective, ministry, I do not, like I said, I do not, because I minister around the state and all of that. But I do receive an honorarium. And it's based upon, I will allow the organization, I will tell them, hey, this is what I've been honored with previously, but please know that this is not hard, like, oh, I'm not coming if you don't do this, because I recognize the gift, yes, is in my life, and but the gift is not, okay, this is the fee that you have to pay to have me.
Right.
So that's where I am.
My lesson that I learned in that was that the person where I planted the seed is not the person who gives me the blessing.
It's true.
And so that's what I found out.
It's true.
And so when I give, I don't look for them specifically to reciprocate or give it back sometimes it's an opportunity, just like now we're in the
That comes
studio,
in.
that's something else because of what I did for some stranger or somebody else.
I absolutely have been in that position.
Right.
Absolutely.
So I understand that, but at the same time, that was really great to say, hey, look, this is what, for those, because we talk about business and ministry and also authorship right now during this episode, guys. And so with that, it's saying, hey, look, this is what I'm usually get. Give them a range. And then you allow, God to place in the heart of what they can afford or what they can give you, or to open up the dialogue to say, hey, look, maybe we can give you a table, we can't give you money, you can sell your books, and we're going to help you sell these books. Or maybe they have a church bookstore and you could put your book there too as well. And so I think that was really great, scenario of what to share. So what about when it comes to, I'm online, okay, do I need a coach to help me with pricing my material? I do live streams. A person does coaching. They do, promos or flyers on their social media, email lists, text message marketing. How do I need a coach or a mentor to help me price my right price? And some people get confused on what is the right price. Am I pricing too low? Am I pricing too high? Why am I not making?
So I want you to know the value in what you are providing. And I don't believe that you fully understand that value and how you have impacted, how you have changed lives because, one, the power of your story and where you've come from, but where you are right now. So don't ever forget that, the value and the impact. And what you can do, you can have tiers. Service the people that are able to do the 47, but service the people that are able to do the 3K and the 5K. You have to give it to both of them.
Right.
You can't you don't have to shut them off.
That's good.
Because everybody's pocket doesn't have the 5,000.
Right.
Doesn't have the 3,000. They have the 50. They have the 150. So you still have something for them. If that's something that you choose to still work. And if you have found an area of success because of your understanding that there were times when you didn't have two nickels to rub together.
Right.
And so you still provide that. But then you have to learn how to focus on and go for the client, the 3K client, the 5K client, because that clientele is different from the 40.
If I charge $3,000, then I got to over deliver. Is that good or bad?
No. You do not have to over-deliver. Continue delivering. Now, if you feel you want to maybe add in maybe another component to what you are offering, absolutely. But you don't have to, put on some hot red shoes and get on top of the mountain and like, oh my goodness, I got to dance and do a backflip because this is the service. Nobody's doing that.
So do you think a person who is ready to pay you $3,000, they're already sold prior to them coming to you? They just want to know, okay, what's all included?
When that individual is ready at 3K, 5K, 10K, when they are ready, they are going to connect with what resonates with what their need is.
Okay.
And if you are providing that, you're connecting with what they need, they're like, okay, where do I sign?
Right. And so inside of your book here, the 5-week study journal, it talks about like taking them from being confident, David, you can't fit the stuff, but you just go out and jump. And then also they can definitely connect with you in regards to coaching to say, hey, look, let's practice. Call me and ask me and sell me on 5,000. Call me and ask me on this, right?
Yeah. It's true.
Okay. So how can they connect with you in regards of like, getting a coaching session?
Absolutely.
And where should they start? Should they start with a book or should they call you first and then you can let them know what they need?
What they can do is you can definitely reach out to me on any of my social media sites. I'm on Facebook as Nedra Buckmire, also as Hope Fulfilled Empowerment. You can also reach me on my website, my name. It's www.nedrabuckmire.com. And on there you will see coaching packages, and you can also purchase the book and things of that nature. So you will do a discovery call and just find out really what it is that you're wanting, because it's really about you.
Right.
Really, because you're coming to me with X, Y, and Z, and we can partner together, because I believe in partnering with whether it's group coaching, whether it's a one-on-one coaching and all of that. And I actually did have a group of ladies, it was 5 ladies, they were not all in the state of Georgia. I did a telecourse where we
do you guys do retreats too?
You know what? I sure can. I can absolutely do a retreat. Yes. Absolutely. Yes. And I'm in the process of, my goodness, I've got so many other things in my head as far as writing. I'm writing a book right now entitled Harnessing the Power of Your Influence. Because influence is a force, but it's not forceful.
Sometimes we want to, like I said before, over-deliver, or we think we have to impart that on other people when it comes to our social media and or our influence. So make sure you guys definitely click on a link to gain more information of Nedra Buckmire, and also to get your journal, okay? Unlikely But Chosen, on her website, and also on all other platforms too as well. Make sure you guys pre-register on the early bird tickets to register to the retreat and also the group training as well. All right. And what's beautiful about this whole thing is why I would really endorse Nedra Buckmire as your coach and author is that, hey, look, she says, bring to the table what you have. And we're going to sort through this whole thing to see which direction you should go. But when it comes to partnership, any partnership, they want the other partner to succeed too as well, because that's the only way the business go. But above everything else, as you guys heard her say on her website about her prices, that she actually practiced what she preaches. Okay, so make sure you guys, thank you guys so much for tuning in to another episode of AIB Talks with Nedra Buckmire and ourselves. Make sure you guys definitely subscribe and click that bell to catch another episode of AIB Talks. If you're interested in becoming a member of AIB Nation, make sure you guys go to the website, dleeinspires.com/AIB Nation, and we look forward for you to become a part of the community. Remember, this is a place where authors and business connect.
Hello, my name is Nedra Buckmire, and I'm author of Unlikely But Chosen, a 5-week study journal. Have you perceived that you don't have the ability to be successful or live those dreams that you really, really, really desire to birth? If that's you, if any of that sounds like you, I invite you to purchase this book. This journal will help you understand your gifts, your talents, your ability, and then move forward in them. Because remember, you may seem unlikely, but you're chosen.
You're doing everything by yourself. Can you just give them just a little snippet on what does it mean to have a team?
That concept is one that totally revolutionized my business and the way that I relate in the entrepreneurial world.
Right.
So having a team means that you don't carry the weight of business, the weight of your programs, the weight of just doing new things all by yourself. And I had to learn the hard way.
Yes.
I had to learn the hard way. When I first started out, very new, very green to all of this, but knew that it was my destiny to be an entrepreneur. I had to learn by trial and error. And so I remember getting to a point where I knew that where I was not where I was supposed to be.